Alright, welcome back to the semi-finals of Casper's Clash of Anatolia tournament. So we've got the Turkish national players tournament here with Cyclops on Byzantines. So nice Civ for defensive play with their bonuses to building health. And just cheaper trash units in general, so pikemen, pikemen and skirmishers can be much cheaper. So camel riders. Good warships match as well for them, because with the bonuses to the fire ship attack, HM's Imperial's a little bit cheaper as well, so it's just a really nice general macro and fight civ across the board really. Also double hero rate on those monks. It looks as though Cyclops is already looking to go on the water. So his opponent today, in game 1, this best of 7 semi-final, we've got Kozmonot here on Malians. Nice infantry civ that also is going to save a bit of wood on any structures they make. Otherwise, they've also got a really nice bonus. So gold gathering as well. Not so much pressure on them to have to try and take map control on a map like this. This might come in really handy considering a fairly limited amount of gold for our players here on Golden Lakes, sorry. So it's basically 4 lakes but with a gold rush styled center of the map where pretty much all the gold is here. There's none really sporadically placed around the map at all. There's also 5 relics for our players, 6 relics for our players to go for here. Oh no, 5 relics. Just had that gold mine selected. Whoops. Pretty normal amount of gold mines there. Yeah, Malians. Also have access to the Gibado. Really nice. Infantry, unique unit. Bonuses to cavalry attack in the late game with Farimba. As well as university research rate. A really nice matchup this one, with 2 of Turkey's strongest players facing off today. Both our players going for that dock eco. Cyclops marginally faster on it. Even though Kozmonot starting out with a little bit more of the savings for his early structures with his houses and his dock going down. He's still ultimately slightly later than his opponent. He's also able to afford starting to preemptively wall off the back of his base, so there's no chance to try and proxy dock Kozmonot at all here. Cyclops so far just is interested in staying on his own water, not really worrying about trying to go for too early of a side dock or a proxy dock here. And those dolphins are noisy motherfuckers, aren't they? Constantly talking to one another. Cyclops also really trying to wall himself in. And have a pretty easy time of it too. He's going to be able to protect that relic back there and that lake completely. A little bit more open on this side, but even still, I mean, you can just wall off here and here. In fact, he can get a bit creative and just wall straight across here if he wanted to. Might cost him a little bit more, but he could already start to really take control of the gold, especially considering Cyclops a little bit further back from the gold. You can also really secure safe passage to this lake over here, although Kozmonot already looking to dock over here. But Kozmonot going to play very expensively here. Try and get 3 lakes worth of fishing economy. Cyclops going to go up to 2 for the time being. Possibly a third? No, he's too busy just trying to wall this off to start with, I think. Man, this is such an AoE 2-player thing to do. You wall your own villager in, just to speed up your gather rate. And then on top of that, leaving the villager here means he can actually repair any ships of his that he goes for. Because now Kozmonot has spotted this dock going up. So he's already actually just going to go straight for a fire ship. Not worry about going for any fishing ships just yet. Because you can make a start on ramping up the fishing ship eco there. Still continue to grow it back at home a little bit more. Try and follow up with some units here. So Cyclops actually deleting that segment of wall because the village is ultimately safe. The spearmen doing a good job at zoning out that scout cav. Our players will just be trying to... number of fire galleys here. Kozmonot actually not wanting to deploy his fire galleys, just having garrison straight in the dock as he trains them. Just so he's not wasting time attacking the dock, only for Cyclops to actually get the first drop on him. Really just undo everything to do with getting that faster warship out. Because this way, yeah, he's going to bank up his fire galleys to be constantly about half a warship ahead of his opponent. It's a bit of a game of chicken, really. Whoever can bait the other player, just smashing out a bunch of warships after stopping on like one and going for another water in another location. Alternatively, yeah, just trying to keep out producing your opponent, just force them to have to keep producing on there when they might not want to. It does become the ultimate game of military investment chicken. Because yeah, now we've got Cyclops putting his boats out. He's actually doing a good job at baiting Kozmonot here, because he's slightly up in terms of the repair value here, but a villager will be under a bit of threat for that spearman. He's going to fall for free, ultimately. That's a nice pick off there for Kozmonot. At the same time, he is going to have an idle villager through all this, so this is going to slightly cost him economically, even though he has confirmed that kill and repaired through the initial damage that Cyclops managed to get out over him. And in fact, this is really nice for Kozmonot, not so nice for Cyclops, because now he's going to lose both those warships. He's going to get a demo raft though, so if he can disengage here, which he has, if Kozmonot doesn't split these up around the dock properly, it'll be dangerous. He's going to go demo ship. Kozmonot already has one prepared himself. Kozmonot, a little bit of idle time. It's almost not worth hitting that one fire galley with the demo raft, but at the same time, any other warship for Cyclops is a garrisoned demo raft. Cyclops, are you going to try and get some value out of this, even if it's just the villager or the scout at this stage? Bear in mind, Kozmonot's up by 7 eco pop, considering he hasn't invested so heavily in early military here. He's really only just gotten his range. A couple of archers out now. Cyclops still quite heavily in early military here. It's a dock. It's gonna fall soon, so demo raft coming out, but just trying to attract the attention of the demo raft of Kozmonot. Cyclops pretty much giving up on this water at this point. And he has ultimately lost those archers. His next bit is to try and proxy this dock. Well, not even really proxy, but try and go for this water on the side. It's really only a proxy if you're going for this one up here as the bottom player, or going for this one as the top player. But Cyclops seems to be denied here by Kozmonot. He's really strong from Kozmonot so far. He's now actually up by 2 pawns over his opponent, which is really big because he's up by about 9 eco pop at the moment. It's Cyclops. Kozmonot hitting castle. Cyclops about to enter castle as well, but he's about to lose another villager for his troubles. Because this scout cav should be able to catch him, but he is extremely low. So even on 1 health. Still a big asset. So you can actually catch up that villager, and Cyclops paying attention elsewhere at the meantime. Not wanting to throw away 1 archer that he's got so far. Kozmonot investing in a lot of different techs here. Going forging for that melee damage. So he's got access to knights now, so he's going for a lot of those. Going to back him up with the archers. Also try and get a town center and monastery out here so we can get the relics, get control of these larger gold mines. Man, there is a lot of gold there, and realistically, these first 6 tiles is as much as he's got at home to start with. So if he can start gathering out of that straight away, it's perfect. Especially if he can really lock Cyclops off from getting control of that gold at all. Crossbow finishing up, so it should be hard to actually prevent these archers from entering, because if he just tries to put a house here or something, he's going to be denied. But knights now for Cyclops, so he should be able to clean this up. Throwing these guys a little bit higher value per individual unit than the crossbow. Just all round a nice tank and high damage unit. Obviously don't have the benefit of range, being able to stack up in quite the same fashion. Kozmonot going to try and delay this town center as best he can. Bearing in mind he is up 13 eco pop at the moment. Actually bringing the initial monk, rather than worrying about going for relics, because if he can convert a camel or a knight here, it's a huge gain for him. So he does get one of the camels, even though he might lose that monk. Still tip the scales in his favour, military-wise. I mean, the town centre ultimately finishing up there. Military size does slightly favour Kozmonot through all this as well, so this is a really rough spot for our buddy Cyclops to be in. There's that single archer there, so he could possibly chip away at these villagers once again. So Cyclops has managed to go for 3 town centre. At a monastery of his own. Kozmonot on 2 TC, but his 3rd is about to finish up. Still has that villager lead from all the pressure he's been able to put on so far, and the fact that he is up by 2 docks. He should have to make almost no investment in farms if he's just looking to go for fishing traps here. Cyclops obviously having to make quite a substantial investment in farms. It's water, he hasn't got a huge amount there. I don't think he really ever went for as many fishing ships as what Kozmonot's got on the initial lake as well, at 9 versus 5, and then everything beyond that, got another 4 over here, and another 8 over here. It's obviously all just an outright gain for Kozmonot. Cyclops trying to harass the dock, but finding out even that lone archer is not really going to be of huge value. Try and put him to work elsewhere on the map. Yeah, maybe even trying to come back and harass that gold mine next time Kozmonot tries to push. Both our players got a lot of monks out, but it seems to be more focus on trying to get conversions or bait engages to save units from being converted more than anything at the moment. Cyclops have to be really careful with this guy, considering how much cavalry Kozmonot's got out at the moment. Camels and Knights. Knights going to fare a fair bit better against range and against infantry. Camels still the better anti-cavalry unit, and on top of that, they are just going to be nice if we're trying to get villagers. They are just still going to be a nice unit for trying to get villagers over having any infantry all ranged as well. The Knights obviously going to be better. Just tanking any damage, the extra health pool. Better damage against fills. So one of the camels being converted there. Instantly converted back. Kozmonot not really worried about trying to convert the gatherers builders there. So he's just sitting back and chilling. Cyclops going to play an extremely defensive position at the moment. He's starting to get an impressive number of camels himself. Kozmonot just blowing Cyclops out of the water in terms of eco population at the moment at 104 to 80. Kozmonot also going to go for a castle here. Got a few idlers around the map here. Let's get them to work. No point being up an eco pop if you're just idling it 3 or 4 times the amount of your opponent. But I mean, that's a bit of a exaggeration in his case, but well, maybe not at the moment actually. He needs to pay more attention to how many of these fishing ships are actually fishing at any one time. Really expand his fishing traps here. Either that or he's just looking to delete the boats, and that sort of undoes the big eco lead that he's actually got. Probably would have been better off not getting as many farms here and staggering the fishing trap production slightly more. But who am I to judge? I'm not one of the 4 best players from Turkey, and he is. So he's got that going for him. Kozmonot. Nice raid here. He should be able to get a villager and evacuate with minimal loss. Ultimately, Cyclops back in the game, nice and healthy. He's got this big gold eco. He can sit on for a little bit. Gonna allow him free Imperial Age. Not free, but he's not going to have to worry about going through all of his safe gold. It looks like both players have already finished off all the gold they initially were gathering from, and Kozmonot's already on this other mine over here. So, eco and army size still favouring Kozmonot at the moment, and he's best off trying to get some value here before he hits 200 population for good, because he's set back Cyclops substantially here. Here we go, so he's going for a bunch of fishing traps. Maybe going for this many farms, he was going to need them all anyway. So a lot of idle eco still. Cyclops also a number of idlers. So 3 of the villagers can't make their mind up as to whether or not they want to be idle or working. They're a bit like me, really. Kozmonot would probably do. He's got one of the fire gullies on patrol, maybe just deleting the rest. Kozmonot's actually going to struggle to have the population to fit in trebuchets to drive back Cyclops here, because he's really only on an even count in that regard. I think he could be slightly ahead. Still, he is able to afford a little bit more in the way of repairers because he's already up to 130 eco pop at the moment. Cyclops not quite maxed out. Kozmonot just going to patrol there, but he's actually going to look at taking the engagement. In fact, this is a nice engagement because as he started it, he's actually first shot off with the castle. Plenty of monks here to start converting with. Cyclops broken a pack, Raiders away. Actually won that fight there. He's got the opportunity to come and raid over here. Kozmonot might start taking out these trebuchets because he's already got, what's that, 47 versus 41. A few more in tow here for Cyclops, but ultimately I think he's got a slightly smaller number of camel riders here. GG, Kozmonot taking game number 1.